Hundreds of new board games are published every year by various people, and one of them could, without too much difficulty, be yours. Today, I'm going to talk about how you can publish a board game, so you will be able to publish whatever ingenious ideas you have for a board game in the future. I did some research, and today I will be talking about the basic classification of board games, and then I will briefly go over board game design and finish with how you can pitch a board game to a publishing company. So first, the different kinds of games, the different markets that exist for various kinds of board games. There are a lot of different classification systems. I chose to go with this one because it was the first one that I found, and it's simple. The first one is the mass market, which is the games that you find in Toys R Us and Target, the Apples Tapples and Monopoly, and other such incredibly common games. The second one is the hobby games market, which is the ludicrously complicated games that nerds play, like Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer 40,000, Magic the Gathering, other games like that. The third category is the European market, which is usually sort of middling difficulty and middling strategy level. Games like Settlers of Catan or Istanbul or Carcassonne. They're generally more complicated than the American games, and less complicated than the hobby games. The fourth category is the American specialty games, which is a sort of vague category. It's basically just the other games that don't fit in the first categories. And that's generally the category to publish games in. And then design. Board game design is incredibly complicated, like every other sort of art form. But generally, there are two things that you should keep in mind when designing a board game. And the first one is your target audience. You want to figure out who you are making the game for specifically, what their age and gender will be, how much luck or how much skill they will want in a game, whether the themes, and you'll want to choose a theme for your game that will appeal to that audience. And the second thing you want to keep in mind is what your publisher will want. Generally, after you start making your game, you'll want to find a publisher that will want a game resembling something that you have, and there are, this is by no means a comprehensive list. This is just some idea of the number of publishers that there are. So you can fairly easily find one that would like to have a game that resembles virtually anything you can come up with. And keeping those two things in mind, you will design your game and then play test it a lot with anyone and everyone you can find. And then finally, how you would go about pitching a game to a publisher is once you have everything else done, once you have the game designed, and once you know who you're going to pitch it to, the actual pitching it to them is not incredibly difficult. You generally send some sort of letter to an executive or some sort of leader in that company, and you say, I have a game that you would like perhaps to have, and I would like to show it to you. And if they are interested in the premise or the basic idea of your board game, they will contact you, and then at that point you will go to them and you will give them more extensive, complete pitch. You'll maybe play the game with them and talk about it much more extensively. And then after that, you will get, like, if they still like it, you'll get some sort of contract, and you will give them the rights to publish your game, and in return they will give you some percentage of the profits. According to Brian Tinsman, who's a game designer, generally the profits vary from 5 to 15% of the game sales. This varies significantly with the company, depending on how large the company is and how well known the game designer is. Generally, I think it's around 7-ish percent. In summary, I talked about the markets for board games, and I briefly went over game design, and then I talked about how you go about pitching your game. And as you can see, it's a fairly simple process that virtually anyone could do. Are there any questions?
What is your favorite game out of the different classifications?
I tend to prefer German. I would like to try more hobby games, but it's hard to find people to play those with, and you need to get a sufficiently large group of nerds together.
Cody.
Yeah.
Cody, I didn't mean Cody.
And yeah.
Oh, no, I am a nerd. don't mistake that. I am a nerd.
Not what I meant.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Generally, I like the German style games. Those are more fun than a lot of American games are simple. Apples is, yeah. But yeah.